origins, the plane of consciousness from which a language emerges, can have an impact on the implications of the structures of that language. Huh? And therefore, it is an interesting, it's an interesting point of study to try and feel the spirit of a language as well, because that also shapes our being significantly. In the context of Sanskrit, we have the Vedic Sanskrit and then we have the classical Sanskrit, which was when Panini systematized that language using certain sutras, which he derived from when he went and meditated, he heard the Damaru of Lord Shiva about 14 times, which manifested themselves in the form, where I'll try and show you that. They manifested themselves in the form of the Maheshwara Sutranis. I'll come down to that. But another very interesting aspect of language is that they say that the source of the Deva Bhasha was when Brahma was, he was uttering sounds and Indra said, I want to learn language. So Indra came and started listening to this, and the quality or the nature of that language was, you said it and it happened. He said a word and that word had meaning. Then Indra said, at this rate, I'm going to be sitting here forever. So he decided to cut up and create grammar. Indra is said to be the first grammarian. And very interestingly, Indra represents the illumined mind in Vedic symbolism. So the mind could not grasp all that reality coming at it as such, because it would imply being 100% present. Instead, it chose to reorganize the inputs it was receiving. We have the different letters are placed in the 5 places of pronunciation. Okay, so you have the Kanthya, the Talavya, the Murdha, the Murdhanya, the Dantyas, and then the Oshtyas. Okay, so these are the 5 places of pronunciation, and each of the letters follows a certain pattern and order in which it comes out. So the order of the Ka, Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa, these letters are the order in which sound comes out of the vocal system. And then you have the semi-vowels. So you've got the Y. So E. So all the vowels are also arranged there, and E. Y is ear, R, L, and V. Okay. So we see that is the order. So sound goes out first and then gradually goes back into the system. And then we've got the sh, sa. So again, sh, the first one is a talavya, then it's a murdha sound, and then it's a dantya sound. Okay, so you've got sh, sa, and then ha is in the chest. Okay, so there's a lot of up and down that is happening in the pronunciation of these letters. And as we know that this is something that is also, if you talk of the characteristics of a language, like supposing somebody only spoke, let's say French, they don't have any touch of the murdha region. They've got the gutturals, the talavyas, the palatals, and then they've got the dentals. So the r that we do is in French the kh. So if one only spoke French, or even if you spoke English only, the English doesn't have the soft t. T doesn't exist. That's why they say shanti, bhagavate, because that particular sound doesn't exist in that language. It would imply that physiologically those places are never stimulated if you only spoke those languages. Whereas we see that with Sanskrit and also the Indian languages that are derived from that, there is a very systematic stimulation of all these parts in the mouth, which correspond to all those parts in the brain as well. So when we are considering a language and the impact that that language has on the human instrument, we see that investing in the Sanskrit language and the Indian languages is not just about being proud of your regional language or Sanskrit for what it is, but there is a very physiological impact of the pronunciation of these sounds. In Sanskrit, it is extremely important also to be precise with the Mahapranas. Kha, Gha, 5 kinds of Nga, which fine tunes the hearing in an incredible manner.